Hello everyone, welcome to Clash Encoder. So in this video we will see the question that is find first and last position of element in a sorted array. So this is question number 34 and it is a medium level question, and it is also one of the most liked question, and it has been asked in various interviews for Facebook, Google and Microsoft. So let's see the problem statement. Given an array of integers, numbers sorted in ascending order, so that means we are given a sorted array. Find the starting and the ending position of given target value. So that means if the target is not found in the array, return -1 and -1. So as you can see, we have to return a array of consisting of two indices. That will be, first will be the starting index of the array, this target, and the ending index of the target. And follow up is that could you write an algorithm with log of n, O of log of n runtime complexity. So let's see the example. So this is the example that we are given, and you can see the array sorted 5, 7, 7, 8, 8 and 10, and the target is 8. So that means we have to find the starting position as it is written and the ending position of the 8. So you can see 8 occurs at third index and the fourth index if you count it using the zero based indexing. So either otherwise, if like target is given 6, so 6 is not present in the array, so we will have to return -1 and -1. And if there is no elements, so we and the target is 0, so target can be anything. If there is the array is empty, so you will simply return the -1 and -1. And you can see the constraints also, numbers are not of like big length, and you can see the numbers is a non-decreasing array, so that means it is sorted in ascending as it is given in the problem statement also. So the basic solution that will come to your mind is using a simple linear traversal. So what we can do is we can simply traverse over the array, and we can search for the starting and the ending index, or the ending index for the particular target that we are given. If for example, if our target is not in the array, so we will simply return -1 and -1 till then. But the thing will be that it will be not using the main property of the sorted array. So you can see that we are given that it is sorted array, and if it is not sorted array, then we can use a linear search. But if it is a sorted array, so we can do it in better time complexity than O of n. It is in the question also that you will have to solve it using a log of n. So if in interview you are asked this question, so you will simply tell him that you will do a linear search, first of all the basic naive approach. Then he will ask you to like optimize approach. Then using the sorted thing, you can see sorted array, so you can think of a solution which will be using the binary search, because let's see the example also. So as you know, the binary search is applied only on the sorted arrays. It can be applied on unsorted also, but that will be like bit tougher. So the binary search, the basic constraint for the binary search will be applying it to a sorted array. So what is actually a binary search? So binary search is like basically we have the left and high pointer. You can see left will be initialized to the first index and high will be initialized to the last index, and we find the mid using this left and right, and we check if the value at the mid, if for example in this you can see if left is here and high is here, so 0 is the index for left and high index is 6, so 0 plus 6 will be 6 divided by 2 will be 3, so mid will be our 3, so mid will come here. And for example, if we are searching for value 4, so we are searching for value 4, okay, 4 is our target. Then to find 4, you will compare it with the mid index element. So mid is index element is 8, so 4 is smaller than 8. So and we are also given that array is sorted, so that means 8 cannot occur, sorry, let me change this. So that means that 4 cannot occur after 8, because array is sorted, all the elements after 8 are greater, so we will simply cancel them and we will reduce our search space. So that is why what we will do is we will simply set our high to mid -1, because mid is also not the element that we are searching for, it is greater than the element that we are searching for. So we'll simply set it to this high will be set to m-1, that will be this. You can see high will come here. Now again you will calculate this mid, and while this condition will run, you can see it will run till left is less than high or low is less than high. It will then only less than equal to high, then only it will run. And you can see here also these are the three conditions that we will be checking for in the binary search. If array of mid is equal to target, we can simply return mid. That is, if we are searching for 8 and we have got the mid as 8, this value at mid at as 8, so that means we have found the array, the element that we are searching for, we can simply turn mid. Either if the element of the mid is greater than the target, say you can see the element at the mid was 8 and it was greater than 4, so that means we cannot find the element after that point, so we will have to go before that point. So we will simply reduce our search space and we will set our high to mid -1, and we will search till here only. So that is why binary search takes log of n time. It is using the property of sorted array, and we are comparing it with the sorted array. And you can see the third condition will be if this value we are searching for is greater than 8. So if we are searching for 10, so this value, then it is greater than 8, so it will not occur before it, it will occur after it. So that means we will simply set our left to this left point to this mid plus 1, so it will come here. So that is how we took a binary search. In this example also you can see it will be simple. So we are searching for 4, so here 0 plus 2 will be 2, divided by 2 will be 1, so our mid will be coming here. Now if you compare this 3 with this element that we are searching for, it is less than 4, so then we will simply add this left, we'll set the left to mid plus 1, left will come here, and you can see here the condition is also left is less than equal to, that means this is 2, so left is equal to high. So that means now we'll search, the mid will come here, you can see 4 plus 4 by 2, it will be again 4, so that means mid will be also coming here. So now if you compare this mid element with the target value, it is equal. So that is why we use the binary search. It is really fast for a sorted array. So now let's see why we will use a binary search and how we will use a binary search for this problem. I told you the basic concept how we use the binary search, and in this problem what we have to do is we have to search the starting index for the element and the ending index for the element. So we can simply use the basic structure of binary search. So let me copy this here. We can just a second. So we can use the concept of binary search for solving this problem also. So let's see how we can do that. So if you see now in this problem we are searching for the target value 8. So that means we are searching for the starting index of A. So if our left is here and high is here, high point is here, and if we calculate the index, 0 plus 5 by 2 will be 2, because we are taking the int value, so mid will be coming here. Now if you see, if you compare this mid with the target value, so it will be not equal, so that means we will have to go after this, search after this. So what we'll do, we will simply set the left to mid plus 1, so it will be coming here. So now if you see, the value at left is equal to the value, or the now if you see this left will be this index 3 plus 5 for calculating mid, 3 plus 5 will be 8, 8 by 2 will be 4, so mid will be coming here. So now if you see, our mid is at this point, and if you compare this value, this mid value, that is 8, okay, with this target value, so it is equal. Okay, we have found the element that we are searching for, but in this case we have to find the starting index of the array, or the element in the array. So to do that, what we will do is we will keep our this binary search running till we find the starting index of the array, so the element in the array. So if we found this element, okay, in this condition what we are doing is, let me write it. So in this condition what we are doing, if we found the element, we simply return the mid index. Now what we have to do, we have to find the first occurrence of the particular element. So for doing that, what we will do is, we will first of all we will have to maintain some variable. So what we will do, we will simply maintain a variable and set it to mid. If we find that value is equal to the target value, then we will set the particular index or save the particular index of that element. And now if you see, we are searching for the starting index or starting index occurrence of the array, that element. So to search the starting occurrence of the element, we don't go to the right side, we go to the left side, because we have to search for the starting index. So starting index will probably occur in the left side because it is a sorted array. So if for example we given a 8 here, okay, so for searching the starting index, so we have saved this index, so this index is saved in our result. So this index is actually 3, you can see if it has been saved. So now it is equal, okay, this is equal to the target that we are searching for. We have saved it in a result, okay, we have saved it in a result before, but we will confirm it whether it is the starting index or the occurrence of the element in the array or not. So for doing that, we will keep continuing our binary search till the left is not equal to the high. So that is why we will simply keep continuing. And here let's see, so here what we will do is, we will set our high to mid minus 1, because we have to traverse to the left side. As I told you, if an element has occurred here, so for finding the starting index we will traverse for the left side. If for example here it was 7, you can see this example it was 7, so that means this is the starting index. So we have saved the index, you can see we have saved the index. So if it will try to search for 8, but it will not get 8, so at last it will simply return the result. Otherwise, if here it was 8, you can see here it was 8, and we are searching for the starting index or the occurrence of that element. So we will when we find this mid, so what we will do is, we will set the mid to here. So then you can see, so when our element or mid will come here, it will again check whether the value is equal to the target. So yes, it is equal to the target, so we will update our result to 2, so the starting result will be updated. So this is the simple condition that we have to add to continue our search. Instead of returning the mid, what we will do is, we will simply save the mid index into the result, and we will keep continuing our this binary search. And to continue that, we will for finding the starting index or the starting occurrence, we will continue our merge this minus search to the left side. For doing that, what we have to do is we have to set the high to mid -1. From high will coming to mid -1, it will come at this point, and it will try to check for the occurrence of the element that we are trying to search. So that is why we are doing using the binary search for this problem. And you can see using this we will at last we will simply return the result, and we will be able to find the starting occurrence of the element. Now to search for the ending occurrence, we have to use the same thing, same algorithm actually. It will be almost same, but what we have to change is now for searching for the last occurrence. So last occurrence will probably, if we are at this point, the mid is at this point, so last occurrence will probably at the afterwards, okay, after that particular index. So for searching after that index, what we have to do is we will simply set our low or the left pointer to the mid +1, because it will then only it will search. You can see at this point me erase this, okay. So at this point in this array, let me keep to original array. So you can see I've kept the original array. Now our mid was here, okay, our mid was here, and our left was here, and our right was here. So as we found the starting index, okay, we have found the starting index. Now we are searching for the ending index. So now if it was now if mid was here, okay, we have saved this index in the this result, so it will be saved as 4. So it will be saved as 4. Now we are searching for the ending element or the last occurrence of that element. So to search that, we will not go to the left side, we will go to the right side. So let me explain you again with a proper example actually, so that will be better. Just a second. So you can see in this array that we given, okay, let me again explain you. Our target is, okay, our target is 8. This will be the brief summary, and we have to get the starting and the ending index. So when we are searching for the first occurrence of the particular element, so left is here and high is here, and we will find the mid. So mid will be 0 + 5 by 2, it will be 2. So mid will be here. So now if you see mid is here, now we compare the target. So target is 8, so target is 8, so it is not equal to 8, it is less than 8. So we will set our left to mid +1, because the element is greater than the mid, so it cannot be before mid, it will be occurring after mid only. So that is why we will update it to this. So L will come here. Now our mid will be updated. You can see this 3 + 5 will be 8. So 8 by 2 will be 4. So mid will be coming here. Now if we compare this mid with the target value, it will be true. You can see this is 8 is equal to 8. So we will set when we find the mid is equal to the element that we are searching for, we will set the result to the particular index. So it is 4. So our result will be having value 4. But instead of stopping our search, we will simply keep it continuing, and to do that we will make this high to mid -1. So high will be mid -1. So mid -1 will be high will be coming here. That means, so if you calculate the mid for this particular low and high, it will be 3 + 3 by 2, which will be 3 only. So mid will be here only. So if we see mid is here, so now again the target is equal to the mid value. So now again you can see this will be updated. Our result will be updated whenever we get the particular element at the midpoint. So the index will be 3. So now again you can see the condition will also end. As you see here, why it will run only till while left is less than high. But now if you change any index, so if left is here and right is here, if you try to subtract change the L to mid +1, it will come at this point, it will get greater than high, so that will be not true. So that is why we have found our starting index of the array. So we will create two functions to find the starting occurrence or the first occurrence of the array using this method, and we will also use the same function, same template function to use to find the last occurrence of the particular element. So now let's see the code also. So I've written the code in C++, and I will also share the code in the description. So you can see I have created 3 functions. So let me show you. So this is a main function that we are given. Let me erase this. So you can see we are given a vector of numbers, integers. You can see a sorted vector array, and then we are given the target value for which we are searching the starting and the ending index. To search that, I have created 2 functions. First will be the first occurrence, and the second will be the last occurrence. And I have created a vector of int result. You can see we have to return this result, and I have created it as a global because I will have to access it into both functions and update it. And at last you can see I am returning it also, return result. So I have initialized it to -1 in this function. If we are not able to find for the particular element, so if we are searching for 6 and it is not in the array, so we will not update this result, so it will be returned as it is. So I have kept it -1 and -1. You can see. So now when we call this first occurrence from this function, and we pass a array and the target, you can see here the things are passed, and what we will do is we will simply run a binary search over this vector with using the target, and you can see here left is set to the 0 and high will be number n minus 1, and it will run it while left is less than or equal to high. We will calculate the mid. You should always try to calculate the mid by this formula, actually not by simply the left plus high, because it will be getting the overflow error. So that is why you should use this L plus H minus L by 2. I'm not explaining it to you this, so you can simply understand it yourself. So now you can see in this the base condition was, or our base condition was whether if we get the element equal to the target value that we are searching. So if our mid element is equal to the target value, we will update our result 0, because in this function we have to return the first index or the starting occurrence. So it will be saved at the 0th index in this array. So we'll set the result 0 to the mid, and we will continue our search and we will set high as mid minus 1, because we are searching for the first occurrence. So first occurrence will most probably, if our mid is at this point, our and our left is at this point and high is at this point, our first occurrence of the element will probably occur at the before that particular element. If our mid is here, so it will the element that we are searching for again will be occurring only before this, that is this part. It will be not occurring at this part. That is why binary search saves a lot of time. It runs in log of n time, because it is really decreasing or dividing our search space by half. So that is why we use binary search. And then you can see these are some conditions. As I told you, if the mid element is less than the target, so that means we have to search for to the right side of the array. So we'll set the left to mid plus 1, and if otherwise we will simply set the high to mid minus 1. The element is greater than the target value. So let's see the last occurrence function. You can see, so this program is similar. This function is similar to the first occurrence function, but here what we have to do is when we find the element is equal to the target value, or the mid element is equal to the target, then we will update the result 1 index, so the second index in this array. So you can see we have updated to the second index in this array. And now if we are searching for the last occurrence of the particular element, so if we are at this point and we are searching for the last occurrence of the particular element, so it will be most probably on the right side, not on the left side, because left side will have the first occurrence. So if it is the last occurrence we are searching for, it should be on the right side. So that is why we will set our high to mid plus 1. So it will be searching on this point, not on this point. So that is also key thing to note. So you can see now I've kept the function this type as void, because we don't have to return anything. We are simply updating the global variable, that is result. So that is why we will simply return the result in this function. So let's submit it. So here you can see it is submitting, and so yeah, you can see this function ran faster than 85.08% of solution, and it also took less memory than 100% of solution, because we are not using any thing to any array or any sorting or anything. So as the array is sorted, we are simply taking the advantage of that particular sorted thing, and we are using or applying the binary search. And you can see this is almost similar to the binary search, but we have just added the conditions over here in the when the target is equal to the mid value, then we are saving the index and we are keep continuing our search on the left side. So I hope you like this video, guys, and do like this video, get the like on this video, and subscribe this channel and share this video. Thank you for watching, guys.